Because then when you see that, if you know that we're in rapport, what do you know about this conversation? If you know that we're in rapport, what do you know about this conversation? What do you know about it? Like, what else do you know about this, what's going on right now if we're in rapport? Well, you can figure that out too, but what does it mean that we're in rapport? Like, what does that mean for you? How about this? I'll tell you what's possible. I'll tell you. It means that if you banter, you're going backward, right? So you know that if you make a joke right now that like breaks up the tension, that it could be seen as a step backward. If you keep doing it, it definitely is seen as a step backward. Does that make sense? That there's something beyond this that's action-oriented, that we're getting to in the conversation. So now you know how to not go backward and how to go forward, just by sitting here knowing where you are. You also know that right now, everyone in this room, including yourself, is not feeling alone because we're in rapport, So that's an illusion too, an illusion that you're not alone. And you know that there's probably a fear of being alone around this conversation too. Does that make sense? You can know a whole lot about rapport, about your situation, once you know where you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So that's I just want to kind of call that out for you so you can see it happening, because it's a really cool thing, obviously, to be able to know which way you're going. But it starts with seeing where you currently are. And clearly you can do it. You just have to trust yourself and try it out a little bit. Okay? Cool. Good job, man. Ian, interested to hear how your evening went after our conversation yesterday.
No, it went very well, actually. I was in my head a little bit at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because I was worried about Connor kept telling me, see the system, put it all together, because I know all the information.
Yeah.
But then I kind of let go and just decided to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me yesterday, you said this weekend was my reckoning, is what you told me.
Yeah.
And it's been that little voice in the back of my head ever since you told me it. And so I was counting my head, and then I saw David approach these two girls, and he was talking to a friend, and I could see that her other friend was bored.
Yeah.
And that David was going to lose the group.
Yeah.
If I didn't do something, so I went and talked to her. And from there, I went step by step through the entire process, and before I knew it, she was undoing my belts on the dance floor.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So you used the whole thing.
I did.
And fucking holy crap, it worked.
Yeah, well, she didn't qualify herself, but she said it was loud. Like she couldn't hear me.
And she wanted to go in rapport.
So then I put out my hand, I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
I walked her to somewhere quiet.
Yeah.
And then we talked a bit, and then...
She probably did qualify herself, but there's so many thousands of subtle ways to qualify yourself. It's like, But great, man. Awesome. So did you end up like hanging out with her for a while and then you split, or what happened?
Actually, it was going really well, and then I was like, hey, let's get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started to walk her away, but then her friend grabbed her arm, who was with David.
Ah.
And then she's like, no, I'm sorry, my friend's staying at my house tonight. And from there I was like, okay.
Yeah. You're like, do I continue or not continue? Whatever, it's fine. Yeah.
Have a good night. So.
Yeah.
No, it was really good.
Awesome. Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Yay. That's good news. Cool. I don't really have much to say about that except congratulations. And, I guess right then you had a place, you had a movement from rapport into seduction, and that, or from bouncing her back from the place that you were, to go to your house. All you need now is a series of things that you can say or do to overcome those different resistance, not resistance, but the logistics really is what it is.
Logistics,
Yeah. We went over a bunch of that in the last boot camp at the end, didn't we? A whole bunch of logistics stuff. We got that on audio, right?
I don't know if we recorded that.
That would be cool if we did. I'm not sure, and we won't know for a while because we're gonna have to transcribe all those things. Okay. Well, I guess that I don't want to get too deep into it right now, but whenever we have groups like that, you have to anticipate this coming.
Okay.
You will next time, and you have to take care of those objections early, Like you'll have to bring her back into the group and meet her friend and talk to her friend and stuff. and then be like, and then introduce your friend to the idea that you guys are thinking about leaving and going somewhere else, you know? And be like, you want to come with us? And then you go somewhere else. Or you find somebody who's good with women, who you think who isn't like making rounds, because we were making rounds, right? Just talking to a bunch of people, right? So when her friend was alone, you'd find somebody who you think is pretty good. Someone that you have seen in the bar, someone that you know, maybe, anybody, doesn't matter who it is, somebody to talk to this girl, you know? So that her mind is totally occupied by somebody else. Because really what she's thinking is, she's not leaving me alone at this bar. That's really what she was saying. Not, she's staying at my house tonight, you know? And like, it's disguised as like, I care for my friend, like thing. But that's not really what's going on there. I mean, I'm sure there's a slight bit of that. Yeah. But really it's that she's afraid of being alone, just like everybody else, you know? So all you have to do is handle that objection, and then it's fine, you know what I mean?
I felt the biggest thing was like non-neediness.
Yeah.
Once I realized that it doesn't matter like what happens in this interaction, whether or not I get something from this girl, like who cares?
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of others, and as soon as just negative body language with like once you get into seduction, like there's the sexual tension. Because I'd already kissed her and taken care of that with triangulate or whatever.
Yeah.
You call it.
Which is amazing, by the way.
It's unbelievable. Like you just know.
It's awesome, man.
They have this look in their eyes. Like you just know. Like I don't know. It's a little bit weird, but
I had to break it. I had to reverse. Well, I didn't really reverse engineer that. I did, but I had heard concepts of this before I tried it out like consciously.
Yeah.
And I remembered back in my life and all the times that I'd actually had done that and it worked because I'd seen it in movies, you know, where they're like getting close to kiss and then it's like looking at each eye over and over again and then down their lips. And I'm like, that seems like a movie I'm about to kiss you thing, you know? But I didn't expect it to work in real life too. And then I tried it out and I was like, holy shit, it's pretty phenomenal. Have you guys ever tried, who in here has tried triangulation yet? Just 2 people? 3? Besides Brad and Connor. And maybe Dieter. Dieter, have you tried it yet? It's like fucking the most money thing in the universe. So as you're going through rapport and you're like starting to get, you know, intimate with this girl, if you look at one of her eyes, then the other eye, then her other eye again, and then down her mouth, and then, you know, back and forth between her eyes and down her mouth, like that a few times, and then she starts doing it back to you just once, like looks down at your mouth for a second, she wants to kiss you. It's like clockwork every single time. So all you have to do is do it to her, and then she'll do it back because she wants to mirror you in that moment. And then I just say, it's okay. And she goes, what's okay? And I go, you can kiss me. I want to kiss you too. And then she kisses me. I don't have to even lean in for the kiss. She'll lean in for the kiss to kiss me. But then when you start seeing that works so much, eventually you'll just stop asking. And you're like, you see it happen, then you're like, go in for a kiss, then you pull back, you know, just for a second, like make her want it more. It's just like a really fun way of teasing her, you know? And that's a really great thing to do. But triangulation is like the fucking most powerful thing ever, dude. It's like it's one of those techniques that it's so powerful it made it through my filter of killing all my techniques that didn't work, like, or that worked but weren't like amazing and absolutely necessary. It's one of the ones that I was like definitely bringing that one in because it's so awesome. It's right up there with negative body language, like takeaways, you know.
And that's even like even when I was in seduction, I still like you would I don't know, you're kind of there, but then you take it away a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like every time I did it, it just
escalated.
Yeah, she just like it was like boom, boom, like it just kind of ramped it up, and this tension was just building and building and building. Really, really, really cool.
Yay!
And I mean, I just kind of started.
Fuck, man, you're fucking 21. God damn. And you figured this shit out, and you're 21 years old. That's pretty awesome. Now you just gotta, don't die. That would be horrible. Stay alive forever. No, I'm kidding, of course. You can die. You have my permission to die. Anyway, great job. Congratulations on pushing through the whole thing and seeing the whole thing work from start to finish. You know, that's awesome news. Yeah, of course. All right, Ewout. What was your evening like?
Not that much of a success story. I had about the same thing as Arjan had at the beginning of the night. There was too much in my head, and when we were at the club, it was quite noisy, but okay. I couldn't think of anything good to say to a girl. Even Brad advised me. I said, "Oh, I say that to a girl." I said, "I know I haven't got the right intention at this moment, so it won't work." I said, "Okay, go to somewhere quiet place, think a little bit, take your time, and then come back." and I did that.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards I started dancing, just having fun,
Mm-hmm.
and claiming my space, because that was a good thing. Yeah, you saw it happen, maybe. When I was having fun, well, that was quite a revelation. I saw that people were going to the side, oh, I have space on the dance floor. That worked quite well.
I think
Every
people
now and then
were
people pass by.
yeah, and they were afraid that you're going to bring the whole chandelier
Yeah,
down.
there was something there. I touched it every now and then. People,
And it was like
chandelier.
4 meters.
Yeah.
David tried to
Glass
jump
coming
to
down,
reach
so.
it.
Swinging.
He couldn't reach it at
Yeah.
all, but he was like this. Oh.
Yeah.
That's quite a few times. And then the monkey thing worked.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Awesome.
So, well, but it was, maybe it was me, but it was really quite noisy over there. It was very difficult to speak. And yeah, it's an I would say an automatism I have for that many years to go packing, to go
Yeah, yeah.
out, to communicate.
It's a habit, yeah.
To hear what they're saying is quite difficult to overcome that.
It's pretty simple to overcome it. You just need something to do instead. Let me just tell you what to do instead. Because you're so tall and because you're so obvious, most of the women that see you are going to think that other women want you immediately, right? You're going to be pre-selected because you're so obvious to see. So, and most women are, talk about dating tall men all the time. So most of your work is already done. Does that make sense?
No, not at all.
All you have to do is just take up
I
space,
understand what you're saying.
right? Take up space, right? And be non-needy, which is easy because you can't hear anybody because they're like a mile away from your ears,
Yeah, no, I didn't
So that's
have
fine.
fun at that moment.
Exactly. So you didn't
I was
care.
having fun.
Exactly. So stay that way.
Yeah.
And then whenever you find a girl that wants to talk to you, go straight in rapport. Just be like, hey, come on over here, and then go sit down. That's it.
Like that, because I had a few people grab me by the arm. I wanted to dance, and I did that, and
Yeah.
I was thinking at the same time, what am I going to do next?
Yeah, what do I do next?
I can't communicate.
Yeah, but this is not about communicating verbally. All of these stages aren't about communicating verbally. This is all about body language.
Yeah.
Through here.
Yeah, what we discussed later, because I said to Ryan and I said to you when we were walking back, the only thing you do at a club that is that noisy is body language.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah.
I mean, even being, I'm 5'10", maybe 5'9", and I have just about the same. I'm just about the same height as all the women, maybe a little bit taller than all the women, And I'm like right by their ears, and I can still barely hear anything that's going on. It's not that you're so tall that you can't talk to anybody. It's like I'm shorter too, man. I can't hear either. It's the same thing,
Yeah, okay, it's just the packing thing. I wanted to avoid, say you stay.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
You stand up.
a girl like that,
Yeah, and then you do stuff like, hey, all right, high five. And she's like, joking around, But anyway, the whole point is that you joke around, you give negative body language a few times, and then you go, let's go over here. And then you pull her and you go into rapport with her, fast.
Okay.
And when you isolate her, you can also qualify her real quick if you want to, But you're just going to do things a tiny bit differently. That's all, because you don't realize that most of the work's already done for you, because you're so tall. It's really that you're so obvious. It's so easy to see you, so every woman can see you, so every woman does see you. So when a woman thinks that every woman sees you, right, she automatically assumes that every woman wants you, right?
I do.
Yeah, of course, because that's how. Okay, so this is important. This is important, right?
Yeah.
Because think about this: why do guys who are on TV, like who are stars on TV, even if they're not good-looking guys, how come they get women? Why is it?
Yeah, everybody knows them.
Everyone knows who they are, and everyone who knows who they are knows that everyone else knows who they are. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Just like in bands, you're standing up on stage, everyone's looking at you, and not just that. It's not just from the audience I look up and I go, oh, I can't help but notice that guy. It's that I look around and I go, nobody can help but notice that guy. Everybody's noticing this guy.
Yeah.
Man, if he starts talking to me, holy shit, that'll mean that I'm the most important person in this room. Does that make sense?
Yes, I never looked at it.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. That's okay, but that's the truth, right? So all you have to do is take up your space, be non-needy, and do whatever the fuck you want. Which, trust me, no one's gonna fuck with you anyway. Like you're doing whatever you want. It won't matter. So you do whatever you want, have a good time, and then when a girl's interested, you just go, all right, let's go over here. Boom. Sit down so that you can kind of hear her a little bit better, and then talk to her, and then that's it. Qualify her if you want to. Go into rapport like twice, then make out with her, and then leave. You're fucking done, dude. It's really easy. You don't realize that this is how easy it is for you.
That's my problem.
No, it's not your problem. It was your problem. It's not your problem anymore.
No.
You know?
Because what I noticed, and it was already clear Friday night, but the people yesterday I thought were a little bit more uptight and more egos.
Maybe.
So the contact was at the beginning. Maybe that was my problem at the beginning. So
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
I didn't know how to get the contact.
Well, here's an important point, though. You know, for this thought process that you're just saying.
Yeah.
You're noticing that it's all there are egos everywhere, right? And everyone's uptight, right? But what is ego? It's a lie, right?
Yeah. In fact, I think it's partly it's insecurity.
Of course, it's insecurity, but don't even think about it like that. Think about it like it's the lie that everyone tells themselves. You're telling yourself a lie too. You're doing the same thing as everyone else is, right? It's okay. It's okay that there's a bunch of ego there. But what do you know about ego? You know there's nothing behind it. You know that behind it there's nothing. There's a fear of aloneness behind it, right? So you know that what they're doing, being all uptight and stuff, it's really just like a thing they think they have to do.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is give them a better option, and they'll fucking take it. I promise. This is called having them buy your reality. So
But when you said that they want to get into your world because
because it's more fun, right?
Yeah.
Than their lie. Their lie is not so fun. Your lie is super fun, so they'll come into yours, right? Also, this is also called a frame battle. A frame battle is them buying into your frame is another way of calling it. But a frame battle is the idea that when you meet someone for the first time, there's two sets of lies going on, right? Their lies and your lies. And when you meet, you're going, whose lies are better? That's what you're doing, right? And so you're like, no, and you run into some problems, right? And eventually, either you let go of some of your lies and you take theirs, or they let go of some of their lies and they take yours, or you realize you have all the exact same lies, which is rare, you know? But then not a good thing necessarily, just like you all have the same lies. So what ends up happening, though, is that everyone takes the path of least resistance. Everybody will buy into the reality of the person who's the most fun, basically, in that moment, who's believing the things that they want to believe that they're too afraid to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now you know why people are drawn to me. Because my reality is truth, only truth, right? So whenever you show up with lies, which everyone does, into my life, then they see that I'm existing without lies, and that's interesting to them, right? Very interesting. And so everyone here begins to drop all their lies and adopt what I'm doing while I'm here, because everyone buys into my frame, you know? If I had any other lies, it wouldn't matter if I had other lies. You guys would probably be a lot more resistant to drop your lies, because what you're letting go of is what you think you are, you know? It's what you identify as a person, these little lies that we tell ourselves. So it has to be so obviously better, and it has to make so much sense that it's worth it for you to drop your personality to want to be, you know? Yeah. So I found out that there are two ways to do it. There's lie and tell people that you're lying, you know? Like, hey guys, this is all not really true, but who cares? I'm becoming whoever I want to, and this is who I want to be, right? And then that's interesting, because you're like, oh, well, can I do the same thing, right? Oh, maybe. That's exciting, right? So people want to be around me. But there's another way of doing it, too, that I didn't even think of. I just kind of stumbled on it, and that is just not believing any fucking lies, you know? The whole conversation's about not believing any lies. Anything that happens is about not believing lies. It's about waking up, you know? That's just kind of how it is. So when you guys showed up here, you know, you probably saw before that I could manipulate the world around me. That's what drew you here, you know? But what's beneath that is how I'm able to do that. That's what you want to gain while you're here, you know? And that's what I'm telling you. I know how to do it because I did it. Consciously I did it. Because you don't do it on accident. It doesn't happen on accident. It's too intense to happen on accident. I wish it could. I wish I could go to sleep and wake up, like take a pill and then wake up and I'm awake, you know? Don't give a shit anymore, you know? But that's not really how it is. It's more like Jeb McKenna describes it, like having every layer of your skin ripped off excruciatingly, one at a time. until there's nothing left. You know?
Yeah, it feels that way.
Yeah.
It's starting to feel that way.
Yeah, it does. You know? Every layer of your skin is like a lie that you identify as. Something that you think makes you who you are, that you could never possibly let go of. You know?
That's what you said a while ago, because I was realizing that yesterday. I was there, I was in my old frame of mind,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I got back from the back of the club, I started dancing and swinging out. Nothing interested me anymore. I was
Yep.
like, what am I doing? But what the fuck? I was completely different from
Yeah.
how I'm normal, how I
How you
normally
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
How you were, rather. Not how you normally are. You got to change this. Because it's not how you normally are.
am. Now,
How
was,
you used to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is important because your brain will start to tell you to use the old words that you used to use because it's easier, but don't do that.
No.
Don't say the old words. Don't say that like, oh, normal. Like that's how you normally are. Nah, dude, fuck that. You haven't even tasted normal yet.
You just made a change. And that's
Yeah.
it.
You're getting closer to normal.
Yeah. In fact, that is. But I was realizing that it was like, what's happening over here?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Such a crazy realization. That's a wild one.
So when I went out, I thought it was a bad night.
Hmm?
I came to realize it wasn't that bad after all.
Sounds awesome, man. I mean, it sounds like a great night to me. But yeah.
We were just like center of the dance floor.
Yeah, I felt that way. I was at the center, everybody, or everybody, but there were girls at the side and they were looking.
I was like,
back, you know.
I was like, hey, we're done. And you're like, that's cool. I'm gonna stay here and dance.
Yeah,
that's
what I said. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was great.
So you didn't believe me first either, because these two women, when I said that, they were asking about you, right? Because, hey, where's your tall friend? I say, well, if you take a look around, I'm sure you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
That's what I said, yeah.
And then she flushed, it got all red, so I just said, no, I'm just joking with you. He's right over there, go and talk to him. He's a nice guy. And she didn't dare to, so that's why I told you that, hey, those girls, they're waiting for you over there.
What you're telling me?
Yeah, and you
Aha.
I don't care, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
It was so freaking noisy over there. I still have a problem with my one ear.
Yeah.
All the time. So,
But this is interesting though. Yeah, you got to accept that this is happening all the time. You know,
I can't believe it.
that girls are sitting around talking about you, like, trying to be like, go talk to him. No, I don't want to talk to him. He'll come over and talk to me if he wants to talk to me. Like that's the conversation they're having. Just like a bunch of dudes being like, go talk to her, pussy. You go talk to her. No, you go talk to her. Oh, you don't have any balls. Like, you know what I mean? If this girl knew that this conversation was happening, she'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Why don't you just walk over here and talk to me? You know? Just like, you know, if that girl had walked over and been like, hi, you're really awesome. I want to suck your dick. You'd be like, okay, that's great. I'm dancing right now, but we can do that later. You know? Like, you probably really appreciate that, but she's not going to do that. You have to assume that that's happening, you know?
I have to get in it myself.
Yeah, and Andre, and that opportunity for you, if I were you in that situation, I would have been like, hold on a second. Just walk over and get a woot and come back and be like, here he is, you know? And just drop him off there, you know? And she'd be like, really like, yeah, super nervous, you know? But that's how it is, you know? Like, really, here's the real question you want to ask yourself.